Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. And by the way, we are the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. The Hall of Fame of crypto channels, for sure. Also, guys, make sure to smash that like button for us. That lets YouTube know more people want to see this content. That's how we know, or that's how they know how to show us all the places. That's how we became #1, along with having the best content. You guys know it. We got a lot of big stuff going on today. Obviously, overnight, I had a comment on last night's video at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I really just talked to you guys. Now, maybe you guys thought that was scripted, even though at the beginning of it I said it wasn't going to be. That wasn't. That was just me talking to you guys because I know this is the first time a lot of you have been punched in the gut in crypto. And I get it. I remember those times. I still get punched in the gut in crypto quite a bit. But luckily, my gut is bigger than some other people's. But what I'll say is, a comment on the video last night, this morning, was, man, this video is twice as relevant today. Guys, I couldn't believe it when I woke up and checked my portfolio. And it was just like, dang, I could not believe what I saw in front of my eyes, the depths that it had plunged to. Thankfully, I've got a lot of Cardano in my portfolio, and that helped to hedge the bets there, if you will. Cardano is our new Ethereum hedge. So it is still managing to do very well. Going to be talking with Crypto Crow about Cardano today on his channel, and then tomorrow we'll have an interview as well on our channel from Crypto Crow. You guys know we love Jason. I did challenge him to an MMA fight yesterday, and obviously I would win. I can't lose. So, okay, guys, do we want to open this thing first?
It's up to you. I figured we
could
let's
go ahead and open it. We got a box from somebody.
Alabaming Roofing.
Alabama? Did you say Alabama? Alabama Roofing. We have no idea what's in here. Yeah. I mean, I hope that I'm not going to be killed by it. I hope it's not an animal.
He says it's cool. He's a really nice guy.
He's a nice guy. We like Alabama Roofing. He's from the South. You know we love the South down here.
Big fan of the show.
Big fan of the show. If you guys want to send stuff into us, by the way, don't we have a P.O. box they can send stuff to?
Yeah. Is it on the box, hopefully?
Oh, God. I knocked off Trey Young from our rap
where's that coming from?
Here. That's what Mr. Elron Schmid said. Do you like my rap video I set up on
I think you're... Stop the video on your computer.
Oh, is it playing?
I don't know if that audio's coming in for them or not, but it was coming in for me.
Oh, you can hear it. Okay. They can't hear it, though, I don't think.
I don't know.
No, they can't hear
think
it.
They could.
We love Crypto Crow. Crypto Crow, one of the first guys that ever had me on his channel, ever gave me a time of day, so I like that guy. But I would...
Breaking stuff?
As you can see, I will recommend.
Oh, wait. Mike, our new videographer, is in the background. Wave, Mike. Oh, and I moved the camera. We moved the camera for you guys that were complaining that
we moved the camera so you guys can get a better angle of TJ. Also, we have another channel. You guys know the BitSquad channel. We're going to be turning that the Hit Network channel. That is our new company name. BitBoy Crypto is a show on Hit Network, and we're going to be showing you guys the daily vlog behind the scenes on BitBoy Crypto. So we got this. We got Spencer Boyd pictures right here. We got an Alabama Roofing Professionals hat. There we go, Alabama Roofing Professionals. Now, I don't like Roll Tide, but I tell you what, these are some bad colors. We got some NASCAR shirts here. Look at this. Some NASCAR shirts. If the name of the company is Alabama Roofing and they don't send us NASCAR shirts, I don't want it.
I think he said he could take us to a race if we want to go to
He could take us to a race?
Yeah.
Well, hey, Rubbin's Racing, I like that. I feel like we're racing against 100K on the clock for Bitcoin right now.
I think that's for the desk.
I think we're losing. Oh, this right here is going to be sweet. This is a 2019 Alabama Roofing. Oh, it's one of them trucks.
Yeah.
It's one of them racing trucks.
I think he sponsors the truck.
He sponsors a truck. I'll be dang, this has Alabama Roofing right there on it. I'm knocking over every single thing I own, and that is okay.
Hold it up again. Hold it up again.
I tell you, it's better than an Alabama Twister.
There you go.
Tell you what, look at that. 2019 race winner. This is old Lionel Racing. Gander Outdoors. I like Gander Outdoors pretty good. Gander Mountain. Go out there and get some hunting supplies.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. All right, let's boom. All right, guys. I can't wear Alabama colors on screen, but thank you Alabama Roofing Professionals. We appreciate you. Okay, so let's get started here, guys. 563,000 subscribers, ticking up every single day. Thank you guys so much. We'll be at 600 before you know it. And TJ's actually talking about a contest when we get to 600K, aren't you?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun once we get to 600K if we do a contest to give away a whole Bitcoin.
Give away a whole Bitcoin. TJ,
Yeah.
that could be $300,000.
It could be.
It could be. We're going to give it away. That's what we do.
Yep. So I think once we get,
Come on the screen, TJ. Talk to the people.
We're gonna give away one whole Bitcoin once we hit 1 million subscribers, which hopefully shouldn't take too long.
Hopefully about 2 months, we'll give away a whole bitty. Who wants a whole bitty?
Yeah.
If you want a whole bitty, right, tig old bitty, right there in the chat.
Perfect. I was gonna say something close to that.
I like being okay. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check out Market Watch, guys. Okay, here we come, coming in. Market cap, guys. Let's put things into perspective. Okay, $1.47 trillion. We were almost to 1.75. We've had a massive pullback, but guys, let's put that in perspective. Early last year, I believe the market cap was about $200 billion. Am I correct on that? Pretty close to it.
Yeah. What point in the year?
Yeah, I'm talking like early January in 2020, like first week of January. It was I think about $200 billion or maybe less. You guys know we can actually check. All we gotta do is click this little button here. We go to total market cap. Let's see. In January 2020 was look at that. Gosh, how do I know this stuff? Oh, I guess because I make 3 videos a day every day for my whole life. The market cap was $197 billion in January of 2020.
Wow.
Now, the day of the market crash, which was a little unusual, obviously, went all the way down to 200 and, or no, is that the volume I was looking at? No, that's right. The market cap was under 200 trillion or $200 billion in January, but then it dropped down all the way to $165 billion in March. That's unreal. Can you believe that? Guys, will y'all stop shilling coins in the super chats? I ain't going to say nothing about the coin shilling, okay? Other than to say stop doing it. Guys, if a coin's doing well, we're going to talk about it. But if it's your personal bag you're trying to pump, we ain't going to, okay? There's no amount of money that I will take for that. Okay, guys, so let's come down here and look at Bitcoin dominance. Because later today, we got Carl on the channel, again, for a second interview at 2 o'clock. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin dominance. I know a lot of you guys really loved that one yesterday. Thank you, Bruce G. I'm glad I could help with that video. Yesterday, him and I discussed what's going on with Bitcoin dominance. And he shows us some charts about Bitcoin dominance that shows that right now is a pivotal point for Bitcoin dominance. If Bitcoin dominance starts to fall from here, then we are going to see a super hyperbolic altcoin rally like we've never seen before. But hyperbolic. That's not what I meant to say. Hyperparabolic, maybe. But what we're seeing now on the Bitcoin dominance chart is it has had a little bit of an uptick. Are we going to see this continue to go back up? Or are we going to see it go down? And that is going to depend on... I am not a nerd, Dave. I see that. I'm not a nerd. Y'all stop. I spent my whole life trying not to be a nerd. And yet only to end up as the king of them. I am your king, nerds. Okay. So let's go back to the market cap. Let's look at projects that have been doing pretty well today. We've had some that have absolutely ripped. Solana up 53%. Phantom, God, Forza, why didn't I listen to you? Up 37%, 177% for the week. Now this is interesting, guys, and we are going to talk about this. We didn't even put this up on the rundown. Guys, Eunice said Leo. I don't care what Eunice said. You tell her to come on down here. Eunice said Leo. What this is the stable coin for Bitfinex. Now, I'm just going to bring this up right now since it's not on the rundown. This was some really, really big news that came down today. Now, if you remember, TJ, what did we tell them about the Tether story a couple months ago, or maybe about a month ago?
A lot of things. I don't remember specifically. Like that, we didn't think it was going to break the whole market, more or less.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we always hear, right? That Tether is going to break the entire market. The Tether bomb is coming, and everyone's gonna lose all their money. And there's a huge story. I don't know how many people have sent me this stupid story calling Tether the phantom time bomb that's going to blow up crypto. I'm so scared. And I've told you guys for years. This is the biggest non-story in crypto. Today proves it, okay? The New York Attorney General, now this is the stablecoin at Bitfinex. The New York Attorney General has settled with Tether after 2.5 years and 2.5 million pages of info shared. You want to show the screen?
Yeah.
We admit to no wrongdoing, and we will pay US dollars, $18.5 million to resolve this issue, Bitfinex tweeted, adding that no finding states that Tether ever issued the stablecoin without backing or to impact crypto prices. According to trader and analyst Alex Kruger, you could just ask me. It's bullish for Bitcoin. It's bullish for Bitcoin. You ain't gotta give me any title. Just say, they talked to that one dude, Ben, with the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs, and he said it's bullish. Guys, this is the same thing that's going to happen with XRP. I'm telling you guys, this is what the most likely scenario is. Slap on the wrist. That's all these places get. That's all they'll continue to get. All they have to do is bend over and play nice for the government and hand over that cash. That's all they care about. This is all about money. You guys knew this from the beginning. So when you see, I guess it's not their stablecoin. I said stablecoin. It's their exchange token is what it is. Kind of like Binance coins. What we see is we saw this go up 30% today. And if you look compared to a lot of the other pumpers, this one is up, not just a little bit more for the week than it went up today. It got almost all of its weekly gains today. Because this thing is over. The Tether thing is over. If the New York, the hardest financial service place in the entire world, if they have basically given Tether a slap on the wrist, y'all can shut the F up about Tether blowing up crypto because it's done. It's over. I've been telling you that for years is not an important story. But yet, for some reason, the haters want to keep on coming in like, Tether's going to destroy crypto. The entire Bitcoin value is based on the price of Tether. Shut up. I'm so tired of people getting on YouTube, people get on Cointelegraph, getting on their little Russian computers and saying, oh, you know what? Tether's going to blow up crypto. This is the biggest thing ever. Shut up. My God, Bitcoin has value because it's scarce, it's rare, which are the same thing. and because we all agree that it's gotten value. The value of Bitcoin is not based on how many Tether grants get printed. Tether grants get printed based upon the expected demand of Bitcoin based on the supply and demand economics built into the code of Bitcoin. Boom. That's it. Had nothing to do with Tether. Never did. People always want to point to something and say, this is what caused this giant bubble. It's just a Bitcoin cycle. That's what it's called. Get over it. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the Bitcoin chart because I got some things to show you guys with this. And it is we've seen some interesting stuff actually here in just the last hour. Okay, so when we're looking for bottoms, what are we looking for? Well, this is the market Cypher indicator. Of course, you can sign up for Bybit, by visiting bitboycrypto.com/deals. You guys know we use the market Cypher indicator to make our trades with. Now, here's something that is very interesting. Okay. Yesterday, if we pull up my tweet, where's my tweet right here? If you pull up my tweet, it was, you may not want to hear it, but another dump could be on the way. This was last night at 9:23 p.m.
Real quick.
Yes.
We got a pickleball challenge.
Pickleball challenge. I'm in Knoxville. Come up here and I'll rent a court indoors. I'll pick a partner and play for 1 ETH. What's your rating, Peter? Let me hear your rating. Okay. I'm about a 3.5. Might be a 4 on a good day. Just want you to know what you're up against, boy.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we might do that. We love pickleball. Okay. So, I tweeted this at 9:30 last night. Now, a lot of people got mad at... I actually saw some tweets, some response to this tweet right here that said, You caused, thanks, big boy. You caused the dump. You caused it. You literally caused by tweeting this, everybody to go sell. And, I was kind of surprised, honestly. There were some people in the chat or in the comments down here saying like, oh, like I'm trying to sell right now. And I'm like, that's not really the point of what I'm doing here. I'm not trying to get people to sell, obviously. But it's more of a warning for people that from what I was seeing last night, it did not seem like this dump was over. Did I think it would be as dramatic as it was? No, I did not think that. Okay. But I tweeted this last night, and I definitely knew, from market Cypher, from looking at the charts, like it just felt like there was something coming. And if you go back and you look at exactly when this thing really dumped hard, it would have been right after that tweet. This is the 4-hour chart. So I think this thing just reprinted 30 minutes ago or something like that. So I guess that would have been, about 14 hours ago. So let me show you where I tweeted that. I tweeted that about right there. That's about where I tweeted it. That was about right on, and it literally was, because it was right here on the line of 53,000, which was seeming to be a pretty good support line. And then it just freaking broke through like a banshee. Like a banshee it broke through. God, what a terrible line to my arrow. God, I'm just not good at drawing arrows, guys. I'm just not good at drawing. Can I admit that to y'all?
You don't have to.
I want to.
We already we know. We know.
Thanks, TJ. You douche. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you that live on air, TJ.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I was just kidding.
There go all our viewers.
There go all the viewers. Hey, here he is. He's yelling at TJ again. Okay. We have fun on this show, if you guys didn't know. I can't wait for you guys to see the daily vlog. What did you think about it, TJ?
Huh?
Yeah. It's okay.
I thought it was pretty good. I didn't know what to expect at first.
Mike's on him. Mike's on him.
Mike's on him. Good. I thought Mike killed it. For his first day, walking in cold, okay. I thought he crushed it.
He did pretty good. Now, like Jack Dorsey, Mike does have a nose ring.
Come show him your nose ring.
Yeah, so he is a raging hippie, obviously.
So should a lip ring too, or?
Wow, there it is.
I'm doubled up,
and
amazing. I'm
He's gauged out.
Mike will be going to Vegas with us, so you guys will see us there. A lot of people asking, at the Venetian, I think we're going to do like 7 to 11 on Saturday night. I think that's what we're doing. So we'll tell you on Friday on the stream for sure what day and everything like that. We got a few days to determine, but we will be in Vegas. Holmes says, hi, you genuinely changed my life. Love from Netherlands. Win the Bondley video.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. It's a long story. It's internal logistics things.
And they said stop yelling at TJ.
Yeah, maybe one person said that. Was it one person?
Maybe.
Yeah, it was. That's what I thought. So anyways, back to the chart here. Just kind of what we're looking at, what we are, kind of going to see. And TJ, if you could, like, once it hits zero, just roll right into Bybit trades, because this is all going to kind of be the same conversation here, which is what we're looking for on Market Cypher. And I'm excited, honestly. And I'll tell you how I got a little faked out, too. Basically, what happened is, to me, I thought that once this, what I'm waiting for, let me say it like this. What I'm waiting for is a green dot on Market Cypher. I got really excited when I saw that the 4-hour chart was in fact, in green dot territory. Now, if you don't know how Market Cypher works, okay, basically what happens is, this is the 4-hour chart. This is probably, to me, the strongest chart. Because on the daily chart, by the time you get a confirmation, it's probably already past the low point. But on this 4-hour chart, you can really catch one of these things at a really, really, really great spot, and you can make a lot of money. If you come back and you look at the previous green dots on the 4-hour chart, I mean, here's one right here, and you see what happened. Yes, it did basically double bottom right here, but then it shot straight up. If you come back a little bit further, you see this was a pretty big gain right here. Okay, well, I'll just circle this. This is a pretty good gain right here, but it did dump again. And I guess the best way, that's where a green dot was. Then you come back and you go even further. You go back to December and you see where I told you these double green dots right here are a really, really, really strong indicator. And then you would have had that entire move right there that you could have gotten a piece of. And I think the thing to really think about, with all this is that a green dot on Market Cypher, which is proprietary stuff for, CryptoFace who created this. So, we don't know exactly what goes into determining when the perfect time to get in is, okay? But I'll say it like this. A green dot does not necessarily mean it's about to go on a massive run-up, okay? Just like we saw with this green dot right here, okay? So like we saw with that one, that wasn't a huge run-up. Now, it did go, if you look at it, it did go on that dot from, it did have a 33% run. That's pretty good. Now, that's little potatoes compared to if you would have got on this green dot right here, and you would have got from here to here. That was a 106% run that it went on. Or if you had got in back here, this would have been on the second one, it would have been a 145% run. Wow. Okay. This is what I'll say. You're supposed to move on to the next thing.
Oh.
Yeah. A green dot on Market Cypher does not mean for 100% it's about to have a massive run. Okay. But every single massive run we've had starts with a green dot. Think about that. So when we look at the last 4 that we've had, one was at 33%, one was 145%, one was 106%. This one back here was kind of a fake out. So it does happen. You can get a fake out. Wyatt Peterson says, super chat, hey, I'm 19 and have about 4K in ETH. You've helped me make some money. So thank you for that. Do you think ETH will bounce back by 2K by March? Well, we will be talking about that here in a little bit. After we go to the Ethereum chart, we will be talking about, is Ethereum still a good bet? And I'm going to give you guys some strategies that we are using. Hey, in case we're wrong. Maybe we're wrong. I don't think we're wrong. I'm 99% sure that we're not wrong. Yeah, I'm also 99% sure I'm never wrong when TJ's around, and he's been right like about 1 out of 100 times. So I guess that one's up. That's what I'm looking for in the charts. I'm focused on this. Now, I want to tell you what happened, and this is really important. I want to show you guys something to keep in mind. Earlier today, this is what we're waiting on, okay? Earlier today, right here, a green dot popped up on Market Cypher on the 4-hour chart, like about 30 minutes ago. But guess what happened? It disappeared. So when you go to your alerts here, if you click alert, like let's say I want to set up an alert for Market Cypher. If I click add alert, why is it not doing anything? Oh, because maybe I need this. Add alert. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know why this is happening. If I hit it here, am I not signed in? I have to be signed in. Let me refresh the page here. Reload. Maybe that's what's happening. Okay, there we go. Okay. So here's something you can do. I want you guys to see this, okay? So basically the long and the short of it is that if you want to put an alert so it tells you what's happening, you can do that. You want to make sure you're on Market Cypher, so go here to Market Cypher B because that's, that's where the green dot pops up. You come, and I'll tell you guys this, they're on the back end doing some things with Market Cypher right here, right now. So I'm not supposed to be promoting it right now until they get it fixed. It's not the legit. It's more like they're having a hard time with all the traffic that we're sending them, so they're trying to fix that, I believe. But this is what I'll say: this green dot alert here is worth the price of Market Cypher by itself. You just saw the proof. You don't trade every single day on it on the 4-hour chart, but when you get it, the amount of money you can make from that is absolutely insane. Okay, but if you notice here, if I click green dot, and this is on Market Cypher B, so the bottom side on the momentum waves that we look at. Now notice here, there's 4 options, okay, for how to set up an alert. This says the alert will only trigger once and will not be repeated. This one says, so basically this would be like, the next time there's a green dot and it shows up, just tell me, boom, that's it. After that, don't worry about it. Then you have this, the alert will trigger every time the condition is met, but it won't happen more than once per bar. And this is where things can get a little tricky. Because what can happen is the green dot can show up and it'll send you the alert. And then you can go back in and it may not even be there. Or you go get in a trade and it disappears. Okay? Then you have this one, which this is the safest way to do it. The alert will trigger every time the condition is met at the close of a bar. Because yes, on a breakout, you want to get in at the lowest possible point, okay? But the issue is you can't always do that. Because if you get in too early, what can happen is the green dot might disappear. Conditions within that 4-hour time frame may disappear. You want that bar to close and then get the signal to go in. You might miss out a little bit of the trade, okay? But as we just looked at here on Market Cypher, okay, as we just looked at, what you would have seen on the 4-hour chart, for instance, oh, look, it just popped up just now. It just popped up. But the thing is, it had appeared and then it disappeared again, okay? So right now, while you might want to jump into this long, the issue is this green dot might disappear during the 4-hour time frame, and it's still got 3 hours and 20 minutes left.
So if I understand what you're saying, you just want to wait for that 3 hours, make sure the candle reprints, and make sure the green dot's still there?
Correct.
So, yeah.
Because when you look at the level of the breakouts on the 4-hour chart, okay, when you look at how much, we just looked at it, 106%, 145%, 36% at the smallest, okay, you want to make sure that you're getting in it to the right trade, not getting in at the lowest possible point. Because what is the difference of a couple percent on a 145% trade? Not that much, really. I mean, yeah, you can scale that out, obviously, but the risk versus it not, ending up printing at the end of that is way higher, than the reward from the 2 to 3% that you'd be missing out on. You know what I mean? So it's always better to wait for the confirmation. If we go back and we look at the 4-hour, and we're going to move on here in just a second, but I do want to go, I think this is really important, guys. I think this is really, really, really important because I know a lot of you guys use this and you don't want to get wrecked. I've certainly been wrecked doing this before, and we are going to be starting our challenge here probably tomorrow. But when you look at this specific green dot, for instance, okay, now remember, this was 145% run up, this was. And you look at where this thing printed at. This thing printed in this candle right here, okay? Now look here, okay? This is where you got the print, and yes, it went up this high, okay? But then look, it ended up coming back down here, and that would have been a drop from, wherever this one printed at, which we're on Heikinashi, 550 all the way down to 536. It dropped. Oh, this is on ETH. This is why. Same principle applies. It dropped down to 536. That's not that big of a drop. If you would have got in any time in this candle, it wouldn't have been that much different getting in on this candle here. Okay? It wouldn't have been much different. But if you would have stayed in the trade and you look at how high that would have went, those are massive, massive gains. So the point is, it doesn't hurt you to get into the trade after it closes. It actually is way more beneficial in things like that. So that's a strategy we're definitely going to be using here, on the channel. So I think this green dot was on ETH, right? On the 4-hour, not necessarily on Bitcoin. Let me I want to make sure I correct that because I didn't realize I was on the wrong chart.
Can you use Market Cypher on a mobile phone?
Yes, you can definitely use Market Cypher on a mobile phone. You have to have the TradingView app, and then it works. So as you guys see here, we still have not got the green dot on Bitcoin. We have just got it on Ethereum. It just printed. It hasn't closed, but that tells me most likely either that's going to disappear or either we're going to end up with a green dot here on Bitcoin as well. Mike said, what's good, BitSquad Ben? How does this dump affect the monthly candle and bull run? That's nothing really right now, I don't think, because I don't think it's going to end.
Maybe we'll look at that tomorrow.
We will look at that tomorrow, but what I would tell you about this, just very, very briefly, is we're not close to the end of the month. I mean, we're still 6 days away. The reason why the other one was so concerning was simply because of, we were looking 2 days before the close when it had wicked down so bad. So let's wait until, the 26th, 27th to really start thinking about, what's happening there. So on Friday, I guess, because we'll have to do it on Friday, we'll take a look at that. So, okay, let's move on. Ethereum chart. We were already here on the Ethereum chart, and did it just disappear? Or is it a different one? I don't know what chart I was on Ethereum. I got so confused because I clicked on the wrong chart. I'm trying to look through and see if there still is a green dot somewhere. Yeah, so for the Ethereum chart, we did just get the green dot, like I said. What a massive dump this thing has had. Absolutely. It has retraced basically all the way back to where it was on February 1st. But then, of course, it wicked up to about where we were at on February 3rd. Guys, this thing's had a massive dump. And, you know, when you look at Ethereum and the downward pressure, I'll be honest with you. When I look right here and I see this kind of dump and I see it level off, it's such a pretty little price point. Look exactly pretty much where it ended at. I mean, we could actually hover right on it and see what the actual close was here. Get that out of my face. Okay, so the bottom, according to this, was, and this is the number I've already seen, 1351. Very interesting, isn't it? Very nice round number.
Yeah, very specific.
Very, very, very specific. You know what I'm just sitting here thinking? What was the day that Grayscale bought all that Ethereum? Or Grayscale reopens ETH Trust. What was that day?
Well, and then the futures. What was the day the futures launched, too?
Well, futures launched the middle of the month.
Middle.
Now, guys, it is, you know, and we'll talk about this in a second with is ETH a good bet. I mean, we do have to start thinking, like, is that affecting things?
Well,
are they holding it back?
Those first contracts close on Friday.
Yeah. So you think that means we'll see a dump on Friday?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
We could, or they're holding the price to keep it down until after Friday.
Yeah. That could be the case. And I will tell you this, like we saw with Backed, when Backed first opened, it punched the market in the stomach. And then, second stomach punch reference today. And then about, 2-3 months into it, things started, really picking up. But I'm looking here to see what the day they reopened it. Was it on February 1st, or were they saying it was going to? Here's a point I'm making. You know what's really interesting to me? What's really interesting to me when I look at this Ethereum chart, and you already know we've been saying, what have we been telling you guys about Grayscale and about the institutional investors? They are freaking holding the market down. Okay, we've been telling you that. It's very clear. When on one hand, they're buying, and then on the other hand, they are, creating so much demand, but the price is not reflecting that. And the only stat you guys need to know is that, thank you for that, Michael. Appreciate that. We did call that the market was going to dump on Sunday. Just did that on Sunday morning. But the thing about it is, when 80% of all money flowing into crypto 2 weeks ago comes into Ethereum and the price doesn't budge really, especially compared to Bitcoin, like it's not that the Ethereum price didn't budge, it did go up. But when you look at Bitcoin going up way more with so much money flowing to Ethereum, like it just doesn't make sense. And then you come here and you say, okay, what day, guys, if this is not the most damning information I've ever seen in my life, I don't know what it is. Look at this, guys. The last time that we touched $1,351, this candle right here, what date is that? February 1st. Really interesting. What date did the Grayscale Trust reopen at? That's weird. What is this day? February 1st. Can't make this stuff up, guys. These guys are trying to get it back to they're seeing so much demand, they pushed it back to the same price so they could buy it again right before they reopened the trust. And if we look at what day did they buy all the Ethereum, Grayscale buys Ethereum. See what that date was, because it was very close. Let's see. This was on the 17th. Okay. It says they bought $344 million worth of Ethereum in the span of 2 weeks. Oh, very interesting. What is this? February 17th. We go back. That's weird. Was 2 weeks before that. See if we actually get a date here on this. So on the 2nd, look at that. So here it is. This is their flows. 216. It looks like to me that they bought all of their Ethereum between the 2nd and the 12th. And you come back here and you look at the chart and you see that, you know, what this is reflecting is they made all their buys right here and they weren't happy with that. They weren't happy with those prices when they started buying more. They wanted to return it back to the prices before they reopened the trust. And you know, when you look at the effect that trust has on this market, it is insane. I mean, guys, these people own a significant percentage of Ethereum, a very significant percentage. And when you look here, these people, I tell you what, when you look here, I mean, look at the effect it had. Look at that, guys. When they're buying, and this, if you want your Hopium, let's move on to the next thing. If you want your Ethereum Hopium, I mean, here it is, guys. Here's your Ethereum Hopium. When they made their buys, look at what happened to the price right after, okay? When we come back over here and we see the dramatic dip, which, by the way, do you guys remember the dramatic dip we had on the last day of the month? Right after the monthly closed, it was still Sunday for me on the last day of January, had another massive dump right before they started buying. Now, obviously, this is a much more significant move than that was, but here's the Hopium. The Hopium is, we just got the green dot on the 4-hour, okay? And if this dump right here was in fact Grayscale dumping the price, institution dumping the price so they can get in, then what that means is this thing could have a very similar move to what it had, you know, immediately following the last buys, which was, let's see what that was. That would have been like about a 42% move, okay? If we had another 42% move, what would that be from the bottom? From the bottom, click on that here. It's 42% there. Oh, well, that would just get it back to where it was. Duh. That was a massive drop, though. I mean, we're not going to see that big of a drop. If we were to see from right now where the prices are, 42%, that would be like, that would put us up at 2,300. That's about right where we probably should be, honestly, right now. So we'll see. I think we are going to get a parabolic move for ETH. And is ETH a good bet? I know people are asking these questions. I know what I said. I still stand by what I said. Even though I was wrong, I still stand by it. If you gave me all the numbers and all the data to look at 10 times, I'm going to make the exact same prediction 10 times in a row. That's why we have conviction on this channel, you know, because we actually believe what we're saying. We don't just randomly spout out stuff. If you guys watch me on any other interviews where people are real curious, you can see people try to bait me into like, what's your price prediction on this? What do you think about that? And they expect me to just pull numbers out of the air, and I don't do that. I have specific formulas and reasons and strategies for all the numbers that I come up with on this channel. And everything in me says it should have been there, and it wasn't. So at some point, I believe we got to get a parabolic move. But the question is, somebody said, thanks for all the help, and this is Jackenberg. Thank you for the super chat. Can you tell me what's going on with Adam Cosmos right now? Keep it going. Great videos. Fire. We like Cosmos. Cosmos, what did they just launch, TJ?
Yeah, they've got some big updates coming out. We can talk about it a little bit more in another video. But yeah, we're big fans of Cosmos.
We do love Cosmos. It's one of our bigger. It's probably like our 7th or 8th biggest holding. So we love Cosmos, and it is a little sentimental. Like I certainly love Cosmos, and I want to end up being right about that too. So we're gonna ride it out. I think Cosmos is one of these projects that's been undervalued, underrated for a while. It's
one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, and that's like one thing we actually agree on, so it's amazing. Hey, when Ben and TJ agree on something, like, you won't get in it.
That's true.
Okay, so, because we come from two different worlds. Like, I come from the Lambo world, and TJ comes from, like, the, 1984 Volvo world.
No,
so.
I come from the GTR world.
Yeah, that's what he wants. TJ wants a GTR.
Yeah.
And I think he thinks he's going to get it before we get the Lambo, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. I might be making another large. I am making another large purchase, unfortunately. So, anyways, guys, when you look here, there's a lot of stuff talking about the volatility and how the volatility for ETH has increased a lot. And this was interesting. This was 1 day ago why Ethereum could correct to 1750 before a fresh increase. Well, right now it's coming in at 1550. So we definitely got that and more, meaning that most likely we are in, even though right now, according to the 4-hour chart, we're still showing, overbought. I think, on a lot of these charts, it's going to got to show oversold, right? Like it's got to. Yeah, we're oversold here on the 45-minute chart. It's got to get a bounce here pretty soon. And a lot of that's going to be dependent on Bitcoin, though. If Bitcoin drops further, it's going to drop further. Now, if you guys want to ever take advantage of any of this that we talk about, you guys can certainly head on over to the deals page, sign up for Bybit. We've got Bybit competition coming up. We'll start signups on tomorrow. Let's remember to put that on the card for tomorrow because we got to get people started signing up for that competition. It's going to start next week. You guys can come trade against me. We're going to be using our 10K to 100K challenge money, seeing what we can do, seeing what we can make happen. So let's continue on. What I want to say about this before we go to the next stop is one thing that we are doing is, guys, look, we heavily believe in our convictions on what we believe about Ethereum. I think in the end, I'm going to be proven right about a lot of this stuff. I don't think there's any way we get to the end of this bull run and Ethereum has not outperformed Bitcoin. So I see a lot of people asking, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And if you've also listened to what I've said that when it comes to Cardano to me is going to be there to pick up any people that are moving away from ETH. Obviously, Binance is the hot chain of the day or whatever. I believe Cardano is better, bigger. I like Binance chain too, don't get me wrong. But what we've seen is we've actually been using Cardano to hedge against, I don't want to say in case we're wrong with Ethereum because there's no way that we're wrong. The only scenario in which we are wrong about Ethereum is one in which the institutional investors decide that they are going to keep the price of Ethereum suppressed long enough, even throughout this entire bull run, which I don't think is going to happen, but in order to let all the Bitcoin get bought up first, so then they can come in and scoop up more Ethereum. Because if Ethereum never goes on this massive run we're expecting it to, and it doesn't outperform Bitcoin, then we're looking at Ethereum dramatically falling and having another massive downside on the volatility compared to Bitcoin. So, we are using Cardano as a hedge against Ethereum in the case that happens. That's what we're doing. Cardano is our second biggest holding. Ethereum is number one right now. Believe it or not, it's going to shock you guys. Right now, Bitcoin is my third biggest holding. So you got to adapt with the market. But we will continue stacking up Bitcoin and doing what we got to do. We're using Cardano as a hedge. It is held very strong during this market. And we still don't think that this liquidity event has happened that's coming. Now, could the market drop enough to make it, go to another date or they hold it back? Possibly. I know some stuff listing on some exchanges, and I think they're holding that stuff back because you don't want to, list don't want to list during this environment right now. Someone says, what's going on with eGold and synthetics? I know you like those previously. Two of my bigger synthetics, like my number 6 holding, I think. We love synthetics. eGold is somewhere in the top 10 to 12. Definitely, if you watch my price predictions videos, we love those. I think they're going to do really well. So let's talk about the Bitcoin dump here and what exactly is going on. Real quick, I want to show you something. Let's make sure you guys are all following us on Twitter, of course. Make sure you're following us on Twitter. We got 143.9 thousand followers. You guys all make sure to go and follow the page. I do want to highlight just a couple things where we get into talking about Bitcoin because Bitcoin obviously had that dump. Guys, you can follow BitBoy Crypto News as well. It's at BitBoy News. This is where we put out all the news stories that we run on BitBoyCrypto.com. What do you think about that, TJ?
It's
so much. Okay. So the point here is we have a lot of news stories we post on here. We do have an AMA coming out with Ecomi that will be on February 25th, 11 p.m. And I think there will be some giveaways and stuff. So you guys make sure you're following our Telegram group.
11 p.m. UTC.
Oh, 11 p.m. UTC. That's right. I have no idea what time that is in the real world.
Yeah, me either.
But you can get to our Telegram group by going to t.me/BitSquad. I know it's hard to see there, but it's t.me/BitSquad. I guess I'd make it a little smaller. It should show, I think. But I can't do that now. We had a good run. So t.me/BitSquad, and check out that. One of my researchers will be hosting that. And you guys can talk about Ecomi and ask questions and do some collectibles. Has to do with NFT space. That's cool. Batman pose. I need to get one like that. Yeah. You guys know I got good kicks. You'll find out more about that on our other channel. And just a quick update real quick on, we haven't made any changes. Obviously, now's not the time to be moving coins around. So just when it comes to our portfolio, we are still up. Ooh, barely, though. Barely. I mean, we're barely holding on. But, guys, hey, I mean, the fact we're still up, considering we lost $360 in gas fees and the massive market dump, and we're still up, I think that's pretty good stuff. We're gonna ride with that. So in terms of Bitcoin, what are the top 3 reasons why Bitcoin dumped? Well, number one, obviously, F2 pool. And very interesting is that they actually came out with an article here recently. I wonder if I can find it. I can't find where they were sharing it. But the point is, what they were talking about is that, yes, every single time the market gets to the top, people from F2, whales from F2 pool dump, but it's not their fault. Because here's what F2 pool wants you to believe. And they're not the only ones doing this. We know the other miners aren't really doing it. We do know there's whales and institutional investors. So we don't want to paint them as the sole villain in crypto, but they are the worst one. We do know that for sure. But the thing about it is, they want to paint this picture of a decentralized world of miners. That there is some guy sitting in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, with his mining rig pulled up right now, mining Bitcoin, and he's doing it as a hobby. And, he is part of F2 pool. And that's true. There might be a guy there who is doing that. But they want to paint this picture that it's all these people sitting around at home just mining as a hobby and doing a good job and, helping the environment. Well, that doesn't make any sense. But what they're trying to paint is it's so many people, they're not responsible. Here's the truth. You want to know the truth of it? The truth is mining is ran by gigantic conglomerate mining firms in China, and they're all connected. They don't want to appear connected because if they did, all of a sudden, hey, the hash rate becomes where they have control of it. But the Chinese government is really in control of the hash rate. That's the truth. I mean, if you don't want to hear it, I got people sending me messages like, you shouldn't be so hard on China. We need them in cryptocurrency. Yeah, let me tell you what we don't need them to do, wreck the entire Bitcoin network. And it's not if all of a sudden they just want to turn the miners off. If they want to turn the miners off, that's totally fine. That's not going to affect anything. But this idea that it's just decentralized. No, it's a bunch of mining farms in China that are running this. If you don't think they're all working together on these dumps, I don't know what to tell you. Because they are. It's very obvious. So, yes, it's not one guy. It's not one person. It's not one specific farm. It's all of these giant mining farms in China that are all working together, and that's what they're doing. So don't buy that, okay? But, they're not the only ones that are guilty of this. Number 2, if we go to Glassnode and we pull up the Nuple, is this where I had it pulled up? No, I did not have it pulled up. If we go to Glassnode and we pull up the Nuple, you guys love Nuples. We talked about Tiggle Bitties earlier. Now we're talking about Nuples. I'm sorry. This is a family-friendly show, guys.
It used to be.
It used to be until Mike got here.
Yeah.
Whew, it's getting a little dicey now. But anyways, if we look at the Nuple, and we talk about this every day, if it gets in the blue, okay, we know that's bad. Well, guys, if we looked at what happened yesterday, we see how close we got. I mean, we got so close, it's not even funny to touching the 75% level. This is where 75% of all wallets are in net unrealized profit. Well, what happens when you have a bunch of people with unrealized profit? Think about it in terms of Bybit, in terms of leverage trading. And also, guys, if you guys want another tutorial on Bybit where I go a little more in depth about, where I just try not to gloss over the fact you guys don't know what's happening with it sometimes, let me know. I think we're going to do that maybe this weekend because I'm still getting a lot of very, very, very beginner questions. I always want to make sure that you guys know, like, people are like, I don't understand the X's. What are the X's? And I'm like, okay, I got to really go back to the basics. And that's okay. I don't have no problem doing that. But if you guys want to know more about the basics, just not even necessarily because you want to do it, but because you want to understand what we're talking about, then let me know that in the comments.
Yeah,
and then
say teach me.
Say teach me. Say teach me. Show me. Lead me. Okay. So what's gonna happen if you guys understand leverage trading? When we look at these Bybit trades and I'm up massively, like I'm up 30 or 60K in a trade, like what is the natural reaction? It's raise that stop loss so you get to take those profits. You don't want to end up in the red on a trade that you're massively crushing, and that's what happens. Number one reason why leverage traders lose is because they don't take profits when they're up, and those trades eventually drop. Leverage trading is not a 50-50 scenario. It's not 50-50. Everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks it's, it might go up or it might go down, but that's not true. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You can get stopped out both ways. If you have an account, you're longing, and when you're shorting, you get stopped out both ways in 1 minute. So the point here is a lot of people want to be taught.
Yeah, they definitely want that tutorial. But let's get to those other 2 points. Like the other 2 reasons it dumped.
This is the second reason.
Okay.
This is the second reason, TJ.
What is?
Second reason is when you're looking at leverage trading and you're looking at those numbers ticking up and you say, I want to lock those profits in. Imagine 75% of all people in Bitcoin in that profit that's not locked in yet. That's why people start taking profits. So there's a reason. It's not because it's just euphoric. It's because at some point on some level, you get to where you say, man, I better hedge my bets here and pull some profits. And that's what it was. People pulling profits. F2 Pool dumps Bitcoin, starts the massive move, goes to Gemini, and it starts it. People start locking in profits, and then all that stuff combined starts affecting the technicals. The technicals. There's a reason why I made that tweet last night about things look dramatic, like they were going to start dumping, because they did. And what we saw is we saw the dump. So we have the 3 reasons for the dump. We have massive outflow of Bitcoin from F2 Pool and other places into Gemini. Then we have the fact everybody's in profit almost. And then we have the technical. So it's just a perfect storm for everything to drop. And guys, once it hit above 54K, I kind of knew this was coming. It was just a matter of time. Everybody with these laser eyes, they start looking at $100,000 and all this stuff. Guys, we got to get to 60 before we get to 100K. And when we start looking too far in the future, that's when things get off track. So
That's actually usually a good indicator that you're in euphoria. When people start getting like you said, they looked right past 60, right at 100K.
Come on the screen, TJ.
Yeah, it's kind of like with 10K. A lot of people we were having button up a resistance at 7,400 for a long time. Everybody was talking about 10K, posting those Vegeta memes, and then every time we'd get close, we'd get hard rejected. I think 100K might be a similar resistance like that.
Can you explain the Vegeta meme to people, since you're a nerd?
I mean, basically, it was just every time Bitcoin was bumping up against 10K, or I think it was 9K. It was 9,000. Yeah.
It was 9,000. God, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a nerd. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You have it.
Dang it.
You were ready to tell it.
So it comes from this thing where, here it is, where basically Vegeta, who is from Dragon Ball Z, you can show this up here.
It's powering up.
Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, I don't know much about the show other than he's got black hair and a suit here. And at some point, he says something like, it's over 9,000. And we don't know. I don't even know what he's talking about. Like, he's talking about his level of superpowers or something. He's like, over 9,000. And so there was this joke in the crypto culture here. This is a big popular meme that every time the Bitcoin price got to 9,000, everybody said, what are they asking for? Bondly video still not tonight. It's a long story. It will be soon, though. I promise you, it will be soon. Can we check on that, TJ? We gotta figure out what that issue was.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bitcoin price 9,000. It was like in the crypto culture. Every time it get to 9,000, people start posting these memes. As soon as people posting these memes, it would go back down. It's because 10K was the number. I bet we'll see like 90K to 100K. We'll see this exact same thing, and the zero will just change. The point here is you got to know where the next level is, not the next level. And at 9,000, that's a 10% increase. That would be like if you go from, I don't know, 54 to 58 in a couple days. I mean, that's a little bit less than that, but that's about an 8% increase or so. But you just got to be focused on where we're at, So the laser eyes, guys, the freaking laser eyes. I made this tweet. If you think that all of these people that put the laser eyes for their profile pictures on Twitter were the reason for this dump, make sure to come on here and like this tweet. Ooh, I liked my own tweet. Ooh, God. and retweet it. I'm going to retweet my own tweet. How about that? Nobody does that. Is that faux pas?
No, people do that.
People do that. I did that for y'all, so you can just go to the top, follow me here on the Twitters, and then it'll be right here, right under. Let's get rid of the pin tweet too. We're way over 500K now. We got to get 600 next. Just go. There it is. Nice and easy for you. You guys make sure to go tweet this so people know the laser eyes are silly. We don't like to get involved in all these little Twitter trends. I did put hashtag Bitcoin in my profile picture, but in general, I'm not a show. Wait, that's exactly.
You are.
I'm literally a show.
You're actually more than one show.
I am more than one show. You guys don't forget to check out New Money Gang.
Yeah.
Somebody says, strange coincidence, the Chinese cervix pounder. Oh, God. That was good, dude. That was good. That was real good. I was like, who is Oh. Did you put that? Is that you, TJ?
No, that's not me. That's just good. I haven't seen that one. But, yeah, you should
I've never seen that one before.
You should probably,
I'm going to leave that alone. Chinese dumped their crypto just before Yellen's negative statement on Bitcoin. That's one of the funniest things that ever happened on the show.
Yeah, that was good.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
I give it to you, cervix. Okay. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about the next thing. Let's talk about $100 trillion Bitcoin. We got Michael Saylor here, the CEO, saying Bitcoin will one day have a $100 trillion market value even as price dives. I like it. The kid's got gumption. He won't respond to me on Twitter. Michael, what's up? Hey, Michael, if you come on the show and you do an interview, I promise to use a picture of you with the brown hair on the thumbnail. Fair trade? We got this. Also, thank you to everybody watching on TikTok. We appreciate you guys as well. Okay, so MicroStrategy CEO, and I think one thing we're going to start doing, guys, and let me know if you think you would like this. Let me know. We're thinking about doing reaction videos where I basically watch an interview and I react to it, kind of like the kids do on the React videos, except this is an old man. So I'm thinking about doing that to the clip. Let me know if you guys want that. Put react in the chat if you want to see that. CEO Michael Saylor told CNBC on Tuesday he believes Bitcoin will continue appreciating in value to the point where the cryptocurrency becomes a stabilizing influence for the entire global financial system. He predicted in a bold call that Bitcoin's market value would be worth $100 trillion one day. And this is where it just gets crazy, where these guys are like more bullish than me. Like, what the heck? Someone says, would you be willing to do a subscription for beginners where you actually teach and show us how to buy and sell and find crypto in all the U.S. and pay for the basic and understandings of things?
Yes.
He would pay $4 for it.
Yeah, we're working on that.
$4.
We're working on an academy. It'll be
It's academy coming very soon.
Yeah.
We are working on it. It's funny when these guys are more bullish than me. And I really wanted to, you know what? I don't really want to get into every single thing he said just because I think we're going to do this in another video. But what I do want to say about the situation is that, to me, the only way that Bitcoin gets to a $100 trillion market cap would be if it becomes the reserve currency, and then that would stabilize everything. But I don't think that's going to happen. Do you think that's going to happen, TJ?
It's possible.
Come on the screen, TJ.
I think it could.
I hate when you talk and you're not on the screen.
I'm sorry. It's a lot of buttons to click. Oh, look at that. You and Mike were drinking in unison. That was amazing. You both took a sip.
Liquor.
Yeah, well, no, not liquor. Energy drinks.
Oh.
Bangs.
Hey, we were banging together. I like
banging together.
Banging together.
I think there is a possibility for Bitcoin to become the reserve currency, and then they end up basing a lot of these derivatives and IOUs off of Bitcoin holdings and lending against Bitcoin and things like that. So I think in that scenario, I think Bitcoin could get to a $100 trillion market cap. But it's all a matter of time. What time frame do you think Bitcoin could get to? Did he say a time frame, or did he just say eventually in the future?
I thought what I saw was it's going to be the global stabilizing influence of the entire financial system of the 21st century. I mean, judging by this, he doesn't actually give a date when you look at it. But when you think about what he's saying there, he's basically saying it's going to lay out the entire century. I mean, that would have to probably be in the next 10 to 20 years, obviously.
Well, yeah, so if you don't put over 20 years, could it get to $100 trillion? Sure, but what is $100 trillion going to be 20 years from now?
Ooh, good point. Is the dollar even going to be around?
Right.
I mean, I watched a whole TikTok about how God, these guys. Why don't I have a Patreon where I give everybody picks before we do the video? Because that's immoral. Yeah. That's why.
That's not how we roll.
That's not how we roll. Buck what you heard. We would never do that. That's why we don't. Do you know how much money we would make if we had a group where we said, every single time we put out a video of a coin, we're going to give it to you guys first? You know how much money we make on that? But you know what it'd be? It'd be blood money. Blood money. And you know who would be losing? The other people on this channel. That's why we don't do that.
We don't do this to make money. We do this to teach you guys how to make money.
That's it. I want y'all to come with me. Come with me. That's what we love. And the BitSquad has been coming with us. But yeah, I would say, $100 trillion. And I'd be really interested to see in that scenario where Ethereum as the derivatives bridge would be. Like, would that be if it could bring in the derivatives market, like you said, would Ethereum still be involved in that scenario?
Yeah.
Here's what I see. You want to say something, TJ?
Well, yeah, I would say yes, it would. Basically,
I think you're right.
They would use Ethereum and whatever this smart contract platform that wins the market to implement all these contracts that are done on paper right now. They would do them all on smart contracts. Now, a lot of those paper contracts are based in dollar value, gold value, whatever. I think we could see something similar with smart contract platforms and Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely true. I think we could see that. I think the most likely scenario for Bitcoin being involved in the world reserve currency would be if it was like gold. And how gold backed the U.S. dollar for so long until the 20s / the 70s, depending on, how you want to look at it. We can see the same thing for gold, where gold is the backer of the reserve currency, so to speak. But it itself would not be the reserve currency. It would be some kind of stable coin built on the price of Bitcoin that one day, would... And here's the other interesting thing, though, TJ. If you think about it, if the market cap of Bitcoin got to $100 trillion, what is that? God, we should make a thumbnail and a title. We should make a thumbnail and a title with this number on it. What is 100 trillion times 19 million?
Hold on.
100 trillion. Oh, no. 100 trillion divided by 19 million. 100 trillion divided by 19 million. I mean, that would be like a freaking $50 million Bitcoin, I think, wouldn't it? Or $5 million Bitcoin? It'd be a $5 million Bitcoin. Yeah,
yep.
$5 million Bitcoin.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys like the math? No calculator, son. No calculators up here. You know what? I used to always get in trouble in school for not showing my work. I hated showing my work in math class.
Same.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Smithyman. You need me to show you my work? Yeah, I'm not an idiot. I can do it in my head. No offense to people that have to use a paper or a calculator, okay? But I can do it. You ain't got to hold me back because I know my maths. Much later, I would become a math head. I said math.
I know. Okay. That was a funny joke. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you, young chaps. Okay, all right, let's get back into it here. Guys, let's get back talking about, let's see, this story. No, here it is. Okay. All right, so here we go. Finally got it. Bitcoin declines after Musk hints that prices are excessive. And he did say this. And I was having problems actually finding the literal tweet because it was a reply to a tweet. Oh, here it is right here. Let's see. No, this just goes back to another story. Musk early. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this was a response to Peter Schiff. Okay, an email saying that you have gold is not the same thing as having gold. You might as well have crypto. Now, what he's talking about is the derivatives gold market here, okay? That's what all this silver manipulation thing was about, right? Where you have silver on paper, but you don't really have it because it's not physically in your possession. Meaning, someone could take 1 bar of silver and they could write an IOU to 2 people and say, you own this bar of silver. You own this bar of silver. And unless either one of those people comes to the market and tries to withdraw their silver bar, then nobody's going to know the difference. That's what derivatives are, basically. It's IOUs on top of IOUs on top of IOUs. And that's what we've seen in the silver market with all the manipulation. The problem would be if both people come to the market and say, I want my silver bars. Now there's only 1 silver bar. And then actually we figure out what's going on with the entire market. Alabama Roofing Professional super chatting in that. I'll tell you what, ARP. I'm going to call
Mike.
him ARP.
His name's Mike.
Mike, that was hilarious. I tell you what, roll tide. Roll tide.
Wow.
Not even going to make any other Alabama jokes. Okay, don't really roll tide, though. I was at the national championship game when Georgia lost to Alabama, by the way, to Devontae Smith, cut the ball. Sorry, nerds. I'm going to talk football a second. It was very sad. I was also at the Super Bowl where the Falcons lost, and that was within 1 calendar year. So,
ouch.
Sad moments.
28-3. That number will never.
It's okay
go
though, because TJ, what are we going to do on this channel?
We're gonna buy the Falcons.
We're gonna buy the Falcons. That's what we're gonna do. That's the whole goal. When you guys see everything we're doing,
and win a Super Bowl, might as well.
Exactly, because you know what, Arthur? I'm sorry, but when it comes to winning Super Bowls, you're shooting blanks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I can come in there and fix that team real quick. Okay, so hopefully we'll do that. Maybe some of y'all's kids can come play for us. Okay, so anyways, that's what he's talking about. An email saying you have goals, not saying it's having gold. Money is just data that allows us to avoid the inconvenience of barter. That data, like all data, is subject to latency and error. The system will evolve to that which minimizes both. And then he said, that said, BTC and ETH do seem high. So pretty interesting. That is it, did this start the decline? I would say probably not. There was a lot of other factors going into this, just like we saw. Did it help? Absolutely not. It certainly did not help, for sure. But the thing is a lot of people are thinking that Elon Musk is now price manipulating. And I don't necessarily know if that's the truth, but I saw some of his tweets where he was talking about, that basically like Bitcoin's not really that much better than the US dollar. And I'm like, what? What idiotic statement. And I got to say this. Look, Elon Musk, I've said some good things about him on the channel. And definitely got good things to say about him. But I think what we've seen in the last few days with some of his comments, and it sounds crazy because he's now, by the way, after he made this statement, the second richest person in the world. Jeff Bezos, once again, takes over number 1. But the thing about it is, he's kind of dumb about Bitcoin. I don't know any other way to say it. Like, yes, Tesla bought into it, but he says he had nothing to do with that. He's an engineer. He doesn't know anything about money. He's got the most of it, proving he does, in fact, know about money. And talking about that previous statement, we're talking about the gold, talking about, money is a form of communication, which it is. He knows a decent bit about it. You would think he would have been smart enough to see Bitcoin when he first heard about it 8 to 10 years ago. You would think he would have bought in. If you bought Bitcoin before Elon Musk, hey, when it comes to money, you're smarter than him. I just got to say it. He might have more, but he's proven. And I think it really is a matter of he just don't care, really. When you have that much money, you just don't care. When you get to different levels and have in your financial life, you look back on other things, and you're like, that's silly. It's kind of like this. When I go to Zaxby's, okay, I like to go to Zaxby's sometimes. They give you one sauce. You get some wings there, they give you one sauce. I hate how they give you the blue cheese in the freaking squeezy bag. Can they please go ahead and just give me blue cheese in a cup like they do with the ranch? But the point here is, if you ask for if you say, hey, I need 2 ranch or 2 blue cheese, you know what they say? They say, whoa, that's going to be an extra 25 cents. I don't give a flip about 25 cents. I'd be willing to bet almost nobody that's in a first world country watching this chat, watching this show, cares about 25 cents for a dang cup of sauce. If you want your cup of sauce, you're going to get your cup of sauce. Now, if I was in a third world country where we make $2 a day and somebody said extra 25 cents for a cup of sauce, you're at a different level. You're at a different place. That's not going to make sense. You're going to be like, no, I would rather just eat it fried by itself. No sauce, no sauce, no sauce. I got too much sauce. Y'all know that. But the point is, he's at a level where he doesn't have to think about Bitcoin. He doesn't have to care about money. And I think that's really what you see. That's where the tension comes in. Because I think he sees a lot of value in it, but he isn't to a place where it means anything to him. Because he's focused on getting us off this planet. That's what he's really focused on. And then there's a lot of other stuff. I mean, we're not gonna get too much into this because we're running out of time here. But Tesla's share price now directly tied to the value of Bitcoin. This article talks a lot about this, how they've already made $1 billion and how the success of Tesla is now woven into the success of Bitcoin. Then there's also a lot of stuff talking about how now ARK Investments from Cathie Wood is now in a tangled web of Tesla Bitcoin investment, where if either one of them happen to drop, then, they're going to be in trouble. Maiko Show says, I think we're super chat, you get a cheaper price by pointing out the flaws. And that's true. Like, it's a really hard line to walk. And look, we know it better than anybody. Now, do you think we're idiots? Like, we know what happens when we talk about coins on this channel, but we're kind of in a no-win situation. Like, what do? We're a crypto channel and we don't talk about crypto. We find some gems and we don't talk about them. Like, some people would like that. But the thing is when you make certain statements or you say certain things or you come out behind certain coins, when you have a platform that's large, and I'm not comparing my platform to Elon Musk, obviously, but kind of in a vacuum in crypto, like, how many people are there in crypto total? Not that many. It's getting to be more. But the point is, it's like you can't be so scared of what's going to happen in the market when you're giving your thoughts. I don't think Elon Musk is trying to FUD the price of Bitcoin. I think if he was, I think it'd be much more obvious. And we're going to talk about those lies in just a minute. We're going to talk about some of that we're seeing that are people just saying lies, trying to keep you poor, and that's what I hate. And we're going to talk about that. I don't think Elon Musk is like that. I think Elon Musk is a free spirit. I think he says what's on his mind. I think he's not educated on every single thing in the world, and Bitcoin is one of these things that I just don't think he's extremely educated in. I don't think he gets it. When you're comparing the dollar to Bitcoin and you say Bitcoin's only a little bit better or a little, I think he said it's like a little less bad than the dollar. I mean, you're just showing you don't really understand it. And I think that's been the conflict he's had for a long time. Oh, somebody says, hold on, go back. Third world country. Ben, we can afford a $2 sauce. The stupid politicians of first world. Okay. All right. Okay. I saw that. I thought he was saying that 25 cents isn't a lot in a third world country. I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's not what he's saying. Also, guys, Uber won't buy Bitcoin. I guess we could kind of talk about this. Yeah, we'll talk about that actually in a little bit. Let's move on and talk about the Fed and Janet Yellen. So we got no telling Janet Yellen. How does her voice go, TJ? Can you do me an impression of Janet Yellen?
I can't. No, I can't remember.
She sounds like a guy from Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was deep.
Very deep.
Yeah.
Deep. There's no telling with Janet Yellen how much money they're going to print. But, guys, if you don't think she's part of this game, you ain't paying attention. If you didn't see all the stuff going on with different investments that she's made and all the Wall Street bet stuff, all the manipulation she's involved in, they're all dirty, guys. I mean, anyone who's a lifelong politician is dirty. That's it. Point blank. I can't imagine a scenario. When you look at the amount of money that these people made, I always go back. I saw a TikTok, actually, for those of you guys watching on TikTok. I saw a TikTok of someone that made a compilation of the net worth of people. Mine, of course, $5,000, as you guys know. Thank you, Google. The net worth of them before they got into office, and then the net worth they had after they left office or currently have. Guys, when you're a civil servant, you're not supposed to be able to become a multimillionaire when you're in the Senate or in Congress. Like, TJ, can you explain, how do you think that works? Like, how on a moral level or an ethical level, how on an ethical level do you think a politician could go from having $200,000 as their net worth to $12 million in the span of 8 years in politics? What's an ethical way you think that could happen?
I can't think of an ethical way that would happen. A very unethical way that would happen. Basically, back, behind the closed doors deals for private interests, different things. I mean, that's the only way that happens.
Yeah, there is none. There's no ethical way.
No,
that's it. We all know it's unethical, and it's people on both sides. There is not one side here that I'm saying is to blame. It is both sides for sure.
Well, I mean, that's what happens anytime you get in a position like that with misaligned incentives. Like, they're incentivized to act in a way that's immoral, that benefits them, that benefits the people that give them money and keep them in office. I mean, their whole job is to stay in office.
Yeah, and that's a big problem with our two-party system. That's why a lot of people are getting on Trump for saying he might run as a third party, or getting on Bernie for saying that he was going to run as a third party. That's what we need. Who cares if that person wins or not right now? We've got to have something. We really should break this thing into 4 different parties is really what we should do. Philip Medina says Obama went to $40 million while in office. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously we see these presidents. I mean, they all do it. Presidents make a good bit of money by itself. I think, what is it now? Like, it's probably $600,000 or $700,000 a year. It's a decent amount. But I think Trump gave most of his away, but we all know like there was money being made all over the place. That's just how that thing goes. But these are her comments. She said, now just remember, she just made positive comments about Bitcoin like 2 weeks ago. Okay? Now, of course, she started out with some bad comments. She's known for hedging her bets on both sides, okay? Well, Matt Ryan is just an okay QB, John O'Brien. It's hard to say considering he's only had one decent offensive coordinator his whole career, and he won the MVP that year, the second one. So we'll see. I would prefer to see Matt Ryan win the Super Bowl than any new quarterback, but I would also prefer probably to get rid of him and get Justin Fields right now. Not because I think Justin Fields is that much better, but I think for the Falcons, we just got to turn the page on a lot of stuff. It's just that time. So she said, I don't think that Bitcoin is widely used as a transaction mechanism, and that's true. To the extent it is used, which is, oh God, I didn't even see this part. What an idiot this woman is. I can't stand this lady. Hey, Janet, no telling, yelling, come at me. That's what I want to say to her. I'm going to make a rap song about her. To the extent it's used, I fear it's often for illicit finance. It's an extremely inefficient way of conducting transactions, and the amount of energy that's consumed in processing those transactions is staggering. The entire Bitcoin network adds up to about the electricity costs of Las Vegas. Las Vegas, not even a top 50 in the world city. What is it like in the United States? I think it's number 18. And we're not even one of there's so many places that are bigger than it. And it's just one city in the whole world. And they want to act like it's having a gigantic carbon footprint. No. And here's the beautiful thing. If it gets bad enough, if for some reason, now here's a scenario where it could be significant. The BitBoy costume. I want to get like a BitBoy mascot, like with a big head.
Yeah.
Can we get that? Let's
sure.
do that. I'm not ever wearing the spandex again.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I don't want to. I don't know.
Joseph, we're holding out for that spandex too. There is a full costume, full spandex.
There is a picture out on the internet.
He worked to World CryptoCon, what, 2018 or 2019?
October of 2018. Yeah, that's when it was, or maybe it was September 2018.
Also,
no, it was Halloween. That's why I was wearing the costume. It was Halloween.
Also, real quick, I want to say on that comment from Janet Yellen, I think it's pretty funny that they basically took the 3 most common complaints for Bitcoin and
rolled
said,
it into one.
How can we put all of this in one sentence?
Freaking idiot. Biznatch. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Biznatch. It's as close as I'll get to saying what I want to say. It is a highly speculative asset, and I think people should be aware it can be extremely volatile, and I do worry about potential losses that investors can suffer.
Oh, there's the last one.
There it is. What? Are you serious? Bitcoin can go down? No one thinks that. What? These people, man. I get so sick of these people. Can't wait until they start censoring me on YouTube. It's going to happen. Okay. All right. So then also, guys, the second thing of this was the Fed. I didn't want to point this out because, this is just CCP owns them. They own a lot. We know that. They don't own me. I'll tell you that much. Fed's Powell offers Bitcoin bulls glimmer of hope as price drops 45K. So basically what they're saying is that the Bitcoin price dropped based on this news. Reserve Chair Jerome Powell to tell Congress later today, and this is where we may see the big jump, that the central bank is committed to keeping interest rates low. The U.S. Central Bank is also likely to continue with its liquidity-boosting bond purchase program. So basically what this is saying is the Fed is going to come out today. And you know what? We saw the last time that Jerome Powell said this. What was this? Let's see. Jerome Powell, Fed. What was the last story that was about this? I just want to know the date. Do you remember what he said last time?
It was right at the monthly close because it was.
It was right at the monthly close.
It was. I remember it was. 29. We were looking at that monthly candle right when they gave this news.
Good job on that. It's hard to find this stuff. So 2 weeks ago. So this would have been about 3 weeks ago. Basically, there was a lot of fears that what was going to happen was that he was going to come out and say that they had decided that they were not going to print more money. Is basically what everybody was afraid of. and that was on January 29th. There it is, January 29th. All they were looking for is for Jerome Powell to come out and say, like, hey, we're going to go ahead and keep printing money. We're going to keep interest rates low. And if you go back and you look at the Bitcoin chart on that day, which was January 29th, let's go to the daily chart here. Daily chart here. Pull it over here. Pull it over here. Pull it over there. Okay, when you go back and you look at January 29th, you will see what happened is that was the day that things looked really, really bad. It would have been right here. Now, if you look very closely here, you'll see that that was the day, that candle right there, where things really all turned around for us. In fact, that was actually the day that, according to the Heiken Ashi candles, that we actually got the beginning of a new bull trend. So, there we go. Beginning of a new bull trend when he came out and said this. So, we had been on this dramatic dump for a while now. This would have been going back from January 8th all the way until the day he came out and spoke. So right here, we got all those red days in a row. He spoke, assured people, and everything went back up. And so could we be seeing that same thing right now? Very possibly something interesting to think about. But let's move on. Let's talk about some lies here. And it's very interesting. These are both on Yahoo Finance. Bill Gates on investing in Bitcoin. And let me tell you what, this pisses me off to no end. This guy was just on TV the other day talking about how Bitcoin was, you know what, it actually wasn't that bad. You know what, maybe there's some use to it. His exact words were, and this is funny, TJ. I want to know if you know why this is funny. His exact words were, I'm not shorting Bitcoin. Do you know why that's funny?
I do know why that's funny.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Because he was for one of the first ones to come out and say if there was a way to short Bitcoin, I would definitely do it 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Yep. Well, he was on an interview on CNBC with Charlie Munger, who's the number 2 at Berkshire Hathaway, and Warren Buffett himself. All three of these old geezers that know nothing about technology, the old guard of money, everything you guys hate about money. And here they come out saying, oh, Bitcoin's trash. Bitcoin's going to go to zero. It's worthless. It's got no value. And Bill Gates says, whoa, well, if there was a way to short it, I probably would. Freaking idiot. Hate this guy. Okay, I'm going to make no more jokes. I'm just going to leave that there.
Okay.
The point is that he comes out the other day on TV and says, well, I'm not shorting Bitcoin. What do you think this guy's doing? Look at what they're doing, not what they're saying. This guy's invested in Bitcoin for sure. This is what he said this week. He says, co-founder Bill Gates is not bullish on Bitcoin and is cautioning others to reconsider such investments so I can keep all my money. Unless they have more money than Tesla. If this is not speaking down to people, I don't know what is. This is speaking down to us like we're idiots. Well, if you don't have as much money as Tesla has, then you shouldn't consider investing in this. Implying, the implication here is that money equals wealth. Or, well, that's true. Money does equal wealth. That's actually true. That wealth equals intelligence. And that is so far from true. You're going to talk about a company like Tesla, who's gotten all of the fanfare recently, that we've also talked about, is overvalued to the point to where it would take them 1,600 years in business at the current rate to break even. 1,600 years. But they know so much more because they have money. Money is not a barometer of intelligence at all. Anyone who tells you that is an idiot. It's much more a barometer of creativity, work ethic, gumption, risk-taking. It's a lot of that. That's what goes into all these, big money people. They all have that, or else they inherited the money. There's no in between. Okay, look at people like Elon Musk, people like Mark Cuban, people like Bill Gates himself. He's got gumption. He wants to stick a needle in an arm of everybody in America. Okay, or everybody in the world. Okay, the point is, for him to imply that you are not smart enough to make an investment decision because you haven't made as much money as a company, that's idiotic. That doesn't make sense. He says Elon has tons of money and he's very sophisticated. I would actually argue, I don't know if he's that sophisticated. He's actually a little more transparent, authentic, I think. I think he's kind of like just a regular dude that's got a bunch of money. He's real smart too, obviously.
Yeah, but he's pretty down to earth.
He's down to, that's exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for down to earth. Elon has tons of money and he's very sophisticated. Adding that he's more concerned about people getting into such manias. Bitcoin mania. You guys know it. He's done the same thing 4 cycles in a row. Most predictable asset in history. But mania. Who don't have as much money to spare. If you have less, here it is, guys. Here it is. If you have less money than Elon, you should probably watch out. Gates told Bloomberg. He thinks you're an idiot. He thinks you cannot be trusted with your own investments. But what's really behind this? What's really behind this and behind every statement that comes out of these financial guru idiots' mouths is that they want you to stay poor. Bitcoin represents something new, generational, changing opportunity that the world has never seen before. Never saw before its creation. We're seeing it with other cryptocurrencies now. This represents the changing of the guard, and these guys know it. And they're clinging on with every single bit of their might, which he's probably pretty weak. I could probably beat him with a pretzel, okay? But they're holding on with everything they can to make sure that they stay the haves and you stay the have-nots. This Wall Street bets thing has shown we have power. You have power. We see it every day. We see the power of the BitSquad every single day. And y'all ain't going to be poor if you are. If you keep believing in where cryptocurrency is going, you don't just look at this as a hit it and quit it kind of deal. This is life-changing for me. I know because I changed my life. TJ, does it change your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Life-changing. There's so many opportunities in this business. So many opportunities in cryptocurrency, in these types of investments. People like Bill Gates want to keep you poor, and I ain't going to stand for it. So I'm going to call out these Joe Schmoes, these goober heads, okay, every time I get the chance because they're lying to you. You know he doesn't think that. Yeah, you could lose money. Guess what? Any investment, you can lose money. That's the idea of an investment. You invest in an idea, you invest in a person, you invest in a company, you invest in a coin, you invest in something that you believe will have value down the road. And these guys don't want you to do it. On this channel, we enable you. We're trying to take you from potential to success. And I hope everybody hears that message. All right, guys, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the show. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.